This is Course 2, Cornell Notes, Lesson 3.1 to 3.3. Today we're talking about decimals. So in your topic of your Cornell Notes, write decimals. Write today's page number in the top right-hand corner. Make sure you fill in your name, the class, and the date. Decimals. That's what we're talking about today. So the first subtopic in your notes is use a fraction strip or strips to compare, write less than or greater than. So for number 1 and 2, I'm just going to draw a hole, and I'm going to make sure that my hole looks the same, because if we don't have a hole that looks the same, then our problem isn't good. So with fraction bars, we just divide by thirds and divide in a half. So if I shade in 1/3 and I shade in 1/2, I can see that 1/2 is greater than 1/3. 1/3 is less than 1/2. That would be the correct answer. Another way to do this would be to change the fraction to a decimal. So for the second one, I'm going to change it to a decimal, and I'm also going to show you the fraction bars. So we're going to change 3/4 to a decimal, and then we're going to change 5/8 to a decimal. So that's 0.625. If I drew these as fraction bars, then I would have to do 1, 2, 3. And then I'd have to do, that's 4, 8. And then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So you can obviously tell that 0.75 is greater than 5/8, 0.625. Okay, for the second subtopic, we're going to write compare the decimals using less than or greater than. And we're doing the same thing now. They have the decimals. It's no longer fractions. So I can look here. I have 7.2 and 7.8. Simply looking at the tens place, which one is larger, 8 or 2? 8, that is correct. So 7.2 is less than 7.8. Number 4. I have 0.64 and 0.604. So we can look at the tens place again and see which one's larger, 4 or 0. 4, that is correct. So 0.64 is greater than 0.0604. Looking at number 5, I have 2.09 and 2.817. Looking at the tens place again, which one's larger? 0 or 8? 8. So 2.817 is greater than 2.09. Okay, the next subtopic is estimating with decimals. So we're going to estimate by rounding to the nearest integer. For letter A, I'm going to round 86.9 to the nearest integer. The 9 tells me to round up. That's correct. So if I have a 0.5 or higher, I round up. If I have a 0.4 or lower, it stays the same. That is correct. So I have 0.9, so this becomes 87. 58.4, the 4 tells the 8 to stay the same. So now I have 87 plus 58, which is 145. That is the correct answer for estimation. Next, for letter B, I have 10.38 minus 6.721. The 3 tells me to stay the same, and then the 6 is asking the 7 what to do, and the 7 says round up. So I round up to 7. 10 minus 7 is 3. That is correct. Okay, the next subtopic is estimating using compatible numbers. So with compatible numbers, we're rounding the numbers. So this is a general estimation. So we're looking at the first one, and the first one is 32.66 minus 7.69. Now if this question was on a test, it would have answers like 10, 20, 30. Compatible numbers, they're just trying to get a general estimate. So we would do 32 looks like 30, and 7, is that closer to 5 or 10? Well, we're going to say it's closer to 10 today. So 30 minus 10 equals 20. So the correct answer would be 20. Number 8, again, we're going to use compatible numbers. So I'm going to write out my solutions. And now we're going to write out our compatible numbers. So I have 36.5 that we're going to round up to 40 because it's closer to 40 than 30. And then 8, is that closer to 5 or 10? Well, we're going to say it's closer to 10. So 40 minus 10 equals 30. That's correct. So the answer would be C, 30. Okay, our last subtopic, adding or subtracting to find the exact answer. So the best way to do this is, if we're doing it by hand, is to line them up. And I'm going to line them up by place value. So line it up, 9 plus 1 equals 10, carry my 1. 2 plus 7 is 9. 4 plus 9 is 13, carry 1, 4. So the correct answer for number 8, you should get 43.90. For number 9, I'm going to do the same thing. Line up my place values. I have 57.06, 27.38. This time I'm subtracting. So I need to borrow. So I'm going to start from the beginning and borrow and give these bigger numbers. This is 16. This is 9. This becomes 4. And then this is 16. So 16 minus 8 is 8. That's correct. 9 minus 3 is 6. 16 minus 7 is 9. 4 minus 2 is 2. So the correct answer for number 9, you should have gotten 29.68. At the end of your Cornell notes, I learned to write your summary. So let's write, I learned to add or subtract decimals. I reviewed how to subtract decimals. I know how to estimate decimals. Write 3 sentences in your Cornell notes. If you have questions, please ask Mrs. McCowan.